Hello lovely people, it's Nicola back in the Stitches and Slapdashery sewing room. You probably see a whole bunch of mess back there. I haven't really positioned it for maximum viewability right now, but you're on my sewing table facing the window, so the light is good. I had a wonderful day yesterday. A friend of mine was supposed to be coming along with me to enjoy said wonderful day, but in the end she decided to stay home because she had some things to do to get her house ready for putting on the market. And I thought, no, I'm going on my own. And it was a good sale at the fabric shop, so I knew I wanted to go. And I had a list of things I needed to get. It wasn't just an impulse buy thing. Well, partly impulse buy thing. We'll get to that in a minute. And after I had driven to the fabric shop, which was quite the trek because the traffic was horrendous, I spent, let's see, an hour and a half getting there and an hour in the shop. And then I went and had a really lovely lunch. I had a chickpea curry salad wrap, and a what was it? A blueberry lemon scone and a couple of cups of coffee at a very lovely little cafe I know of, which is in a beautiful location right by the lake. And then I went to Costco, which wasn't the funnest part of the day, but it wasn't too bad because it wasn't mobbed, thankfully. The lineup at the end of that was very short, and I was out of there quite quickly, so that was all right. So I'll show you my haul in a sec. I'm also going to show you what I've been playing with this morning. It took me far longer than it should have done because I had to reverse thrust on the first idea. So I had the camera on, filming what I was doing for an hour, and I'm probably going to condense it down to about 10 minutes. We'll see. But I was playing with the scraps left over from making this cuff. So I've cut a little bit off here, and I've been playing with the beads in here. So there'll be a segment of the beads after I've shown you what I bought at the fabric store yesterday. Shall we get started? Knowing I was going to the fabric store, I took out this lovely massive vinyl tote that I had made a while back. It's certainly a really good size for fabric shopping. It was perfect. So let's start with the small stuff, shall we? Because I think I've got it down the side pocket here. Let's see, did I get everything on the list? Mostly. If Thermolam had been on sale, I would have bought Thermolam, but it wasn't. So I'm going to carry on using my stash of batting and just use the 505 spray or whatever, because Thermolam is so expensive. It's like $32 a meter. So yeah, if it goes on sale at 50% off, great. If not, I can live without it. I'm just checking all the inside pockets in this bag. All right, so let's start with needles. Okay, so I was telling you in the last vlog when I was baking that lemon cake that I'm scaling back the budget a bit by not buying olive oil. I'm now buying sunflower oil. Well, we've done a little bit more scaling back here, being a little more sensible. So rather than buying Clements needles, which are admittedly a very good brand, made in Germany, unfortunately at Fabricland they don't ever have a discount on them. Well, like rarely ever have a discount on. Unlike a whole bunch of the other stuff in the store, they don't go on at like 50% off or something. They're what's called signature styles or something like that, and you don't get a discount even on a good day. So I went for the Class A needles. They are also German made. There's nothing wrong with them. And because they are less expensive and they're not signature styles, you get sale price on. So they were 50% off. So instead of paying $15 for a pack of needles, I paid $3. So I got 2 assorted packs of the sharps, which I'm hoping are going to be a kind of Microtex equivalent. We'll see. I still do have a lot of Microtex needles as well. I have 2 packs of Universal 70 10s, which should be great for just about anything. And I also have 2 packs of the ballpoint needles in an assorted range of sizes, because not only can I use these in my Janome quilting machine, but I can use them in my overlocker as well, overlocker/serger. So 6 packs of needles, really, really inexpensive. What else? I'm trying to get below the fabric here. Where's the stuff I got? I also bought a couple of packs of waistband elastic, just because they're nice to have in the stash. If I'm ever making myself some elastic waist pants or pajama pants, it's nice to have those available, not to have to run out and get them at the last minute. I also got 3 packs of single fold bias binding in black, white and grey neutrals. That last top I made, that butterick top, it needed the single fold bias binding around the neckline. And I plan to make more of those. So I just got that. I was going to get a sort of turquoisey blue. And then I thought, oh, but I don't know what colour the fabric of the top is going to be. So I'll just get neutrals. Yeah. Is that all the package stuff? Wow, I was so self-controlled on this trip. I did buy some interfacing. Where's the black one? I got a black one. Where'd it go? Here it is. Okay, so the other day when I was watching Rain Vermont's textile art video that she had put up, she was using steamer seam light to fuse her textile art, which is basically like this, to a backing fabric. So it's just like a fusible web with no backing paper or anything, and you just stick it between the 2 layers, iron it, and it sticks it all together. And I thought, well, it'd be nice to have some of that to play with. So I got 1 meter of the equivalent. It's actually Wonder Web. It's a Pellon product called Wonder Web, and it does the same thing. So it's not a huge amount, because the interfacings and things like this, you normally come on a bolt, which is only 20 inches wide, 50 centimeters wide. So it's just a little bit, just to practice with and have fun with. I also bought 3 meters. No, hang on. Yeah, I think it was 3 meters of this one. So this is fusible shear weight, it's called. It's also a Pellon, and it's lightweight fusible interfacing. And it is non-woven. So it's the most inexpensive stuff you can buy, because the non-woven is always cheaper than the woven. And this stuff will be great for making more of those string-pieced quilt blocks, which I do intend to do. So I've got 3 meters of this, so I can make more quilt blocks for the cushion cover project. And the other interfacing I got was a medium weight woven fusible. Now, I normally buy this in white, but in the generic brand, they only had black. And I thought, well, most of the time, I don't think it will matter if I have black, because I don't usually use a white fabric or very light colored fabrics necessarily. So I'm going to try the black. It's still $13 a meter. Like the Pellon is 21 or something. It's crazy. But this was $13 a meter, and I think it was 20% off. But what they had this week was an extra 10 or 15% off your entire order, depending on how much you spent. Of course, I got the 15 off because I spent over whatever it was you had to spend. Yeah. I think that's all the non-fabric stuff, if I remember correctly. We'll see. All right, so I bought tulle. Now, watching Rain Vermont, I think her name's Bridget, doing all her lovely art stuff. And you know, if you were watching, they make those little gift boxes with the textile art, and then I used organza. I had white organza bags from Wool Warehouse, and I cut a couple up, and I put that over the scrappy fabric and did the free motion quilting, because that's all I had that was sheer fabric. Now I have a little bit of a better option. The tulle was $2 a meter on sale, normally $6 a meter, and it's 150 centimeters wide, which is 60 inches. And I got a meter of 6 different colors. So I got this lovely sort of chartreuse or lime, and I got some turquoise, and I got some black, and some purple, and some royal blue, and some fuchsia. It's very fine. It's not as coarse as netting. It's very fine tulle. It's nylon, and it's perfect for laying over that scrappy fabric, and it keeps all of your rough ends contained while you're doing the quilting. Unlike this cuff where I just unlike this cuff where I just free motion quilted over the fabric, and I'm getting all these little rough bits sticking up. When you put that layer over the top, you don't get that. So I'm looking forward to having a play with those. The rest of what I bought is all quilt cotton. Let's grab it all out of there and just make sure I didn't miss anything. Sorry, I think I'm like catching that microphone with my arm. It's in an awkward spot. So when it came to the quilt cotton, I had a good look around the store. I didn't really pay much attention to upholstery or to fashion because I didn't have any plans for specific projects for that. And even though I don't have specific plans for quilting cotton, I can always use it, and I will always use it. I never regret buying quilt cotton. Quilt cotton is my friend. And I had a look through the regular price stuff, and the price on it is just a little bit high, frankly. Most of the quilt cottons are between $32 and $38 a meter. And yes, they were 50% off, but even then, there's more than I was planning to spend or willing to spend on quilt cottons, at least for now, because as I say, I don't have a specific project in mind. If I did, if there was like a quilt that I wanted to make that needed a specific range of colors or a certain theme, you know, I'd probably splurge, but not today. So all of the fabrics I bought were on clearance. One of them was 70% off fabric, and the others were all clearance stickered at like $8 or $10 a meter, but they were an extra $2 off per meter. So yeah, I thought those were a good deal. So I just grabbed a bunch that I really liked. I'm not sure how many I got there. Not many. Just enough to supplement the stash a little bit. So this one is absolutely gorgeous. It's all ocean creatures. There are whales in there, and fish, and shells, turtles, all very beautiful. And this one coordinates with it, all seashells. And I think I got a meter of each of those. I found this one, which is very seasonal right now, with Pride coming up in June. This one here. It's got peace signs and doves and love, acceptance, equality, inclusivity, etc. all over it. I got half a meter of that. This one's a weird one. I got a meter of this one. It's unusual in that it's almost like 5 fabrics in one, because if you look on this half, I've got some turquoisey stuff and some white stuff with leaves on, and then this green panel, and then the green continues that takes up the whole center of the fabric. And then on this side we've got something grey and something pink with rather lovely little flying seed heads on it. So it's almost like 5 fabrics in one. But each strip is only about this wide, so I'm going to have to be creative with that one, aren't I? But that's okay. Love the colours in it. I mean, turquoise, lime, fuchsia, all my favourite colours in there. Well, almost all. And this one, again, just picked it up because it was fun. It's got all sorts of fun buildings on it and birds. Yeah, mostly buildings and birds. And I just thought that was cute. And I got a meter of that one. Not folding them up very neatly here, right? Then I got these three. These three are all from the same range. Now the one here, you know I have a little bit of a thing for sewing prints. And this one is tape measures. What did I get of that one? I think that's a meter. Yep. So I got a meter of that one. Again, that's got lots of fun colours in it, with the lime and the red and the turquoise. And these two were coordinates of that one, but they were panels. I didn't realise until she started unrolling them on the cutting table that they were panels. And they're quite unusual too, because you could almost cut this up into sections and get it all looking very different. So that's the panel. Again, can you spot the lovely colours in there? The turquoise and the lime. And there's definitely a sewing theme to this one as well. You've got a sewing tomato and a bobbin and a thimble. And the same over here. So sewing theme, quilting theme, because it almost looks like a quilt block or a multiple of quilt, a plethora of quilt blocks, doesn't it? And I think this is the same print, except it's in a different colorway. So this one is all turquoises and greens, but with the same print. And there's bobbins and scissors and all sorts. Oh, slightly different maybe. Slightly different print, slightly different colorway. And one of the pieces, can't remember which one. Oh, hang on a minute. Okay, so the size of the panel was approximately 0.6 of a meter, which is pretty standard. When she unrolled this one, she said that whoever had cut it off the bolt before had not cut it in the right place. She said she was giving me a bit extra, just trying to figure out. Okay, so this is the size of the panel, and I got this bit for free because someone had cut it previously in the wrong place, right through the middle of a panel. They had obviously thought, oh, it's just by the meter. This customer asked for a meter or whatever, and they just cut it, not paying attention to the fact it was a panel. So I got a little freebie. And finally, this one I got 2 meters of, because this is going to be an excellent neutral, an excellent bag lining, or I might even make a top out of this one because I have 2 meters of it. But it's rather cool. I've never seen anything quite like it before. It has writing all over it, just letters. At first, it just looks like a bunch of letters. And all of the letters, well, most of the letters are just a dark grey. And then some of them are picked out in gold. And when you look closer, you'll see that the letters that are picked out in gold spell words like handmade and love. There is one place where it says F-I-G-O, Figo. I'm not sure what that means. But the rest of them are beauty and blessed and cool and handmade. I think I said that already. And memory, gratitude, kindness, care. Anyway, you get the idea. So I think that would be a very, very, very usable piece of fabric for a number of purposes. I could probably make myself one of those little pullover tops out of that and still have plenty left to use for bag linings and things. So that was my day yesterday. I really had fun. When I got home, I was hot and bothered because we had to unload the car. Thankfully, some of the men helped me unload the Costco shopping and put it away. And yeah, let's just say dinner was pretty late yesterday because I sat down on the couch and I was like, oh, it'd be nice if this was one of those days when somebody else was making dinner. But I got it sorted. We ate at about, I don't know, 6:30 in the end. But that's fine. Phew! And then we went for a walk. It was so hot yesterday. I think it got to 32 in the end. Today's been much nicer. It's been cooler and it was pouring with rain this morning. Awesome. So, after I finish yakking to you, you'll be seeing a little bit about what I made with the scrap fabric and the beads there. And after that, I don't know yet because I'm not sure what else I'm going to make this week. I'm going to have a little play today with this scrap left over from the cuffs that I made. I still haven't decided what I'm doing with this magnetic snap one. I don't like the way it sticks up when I'm wearing it. So I have worn this one, but this one currently is in timeout. But I have this strip of fabric left behind. It was made with some batting and scraps of fabric and a bunch of free motion quilting. I have these beads. I know you can see the legs of my tripod, and I can't figure out a better way to do it right now without getting really, really complicated. So we're going to have to put up with tripod legs. Going to need a needle. Probably I should figure out what I'm going to be doing first. I rather like, well, I like all of this, but I think I'm going to use this little bit with the yellow, green, and this tealy blue. And I'm going to cut that out. And use that little square. This other piece can be put aside for future use. For now. So here's what I'm thinking. I was going to do something like a necklace, pendant, But then I thought, what am I going to use to hang it around my neck? And I'm not sure. So I'm going to probably create a pin out of this and just put a safety pin on the back and then see how it looks. I have this glue basting pen with some refills here. A friend gave them to me a while back. And I'm thinking that I can just glue baste this fabric onto the back of here and then do some stitching around here. But actually what I should do is I should add my beads first so that the stitches from adding the beads don't go through the backing fabric. As you can tell, I'm planning this, or rather not planning this. I am figuring it out as I go. I have these rather fun beads here, these little flat ones. See if you can see those. And some more cube-shaped ones. Oh, they're well jammed in there, aren't they? Wow. And also some little, I think they call those bugle beads, don't they, that shape? This should work. You would think I would have had that ready, wouldn't you? Alright, so I'll just grab a small needle at the moment that'll go through the holes in the beads. And embellish a little bit. I'll just knot the end because it's going to be on the back. Now let's see. I've got some blue here, so I'm thinking if I want to put some blue beads in, I should put them on the yellow or the green. Ooh, there's a beautiful one there, which has some deep blue in it. It actually has some red in, but that's okay, because this is a sort of multicolored thing, so it doesn't have to stay within the same color palette. The first part of this is probably going to end up on the cutting room floor because I picked a bead and some accompanying beads which I didn't like. So I'm now starting again. I have little bits of thread everywhere now. Starting again with a different bead. I'm going with this one. It has a little bit of everything in it. And I'm going to make some different choices as to which ones go with it. Also starting a little further away from the edge so that I can put the little bugle beads a little further so they don't get too close to the edge. And I'll probably use different colors as well, I think. I've got some yellow and orange in this fabric. I've got blue in there, green in there. And I think it would be fun to go with secondary colors. I just tried it with blue and red and I did not like it at all. So I'm going to go with secondary colors, or at least softer ones. need to make a patch that's the same size as this. I'm going to glue it on. I won't put the glue too close to the edge because I don't want my stitches to go through the glue and gum up my needle. Now I just need to figure out what embroidery thread to use for the buttonhole stitch. I have all of these because I started this seahorse embroidery that I think I traced from a colouring book a couple of years ago, and I just thought I'd fill it in as I felt as I went along, and I never finished it. But I have all of these. I'm thinking a lime green would be nice. There we go. I'm going to have to find a needle with a larger eye for this part. It's been a while since I did buttonhole stitch. I know how to do it, but now what's the best way to get started? Well, I've been playing embroidery chicken with this one because look how much I have left. I have about an inch of floss left. And I don't think my stitches got better as I went around. If anything, I think my first side was the neatest. Anyway, we're going to try and get this fastened off without losing it out of the needle. In fact, I really should do one more stitch right here to go into there so it matches all of the other corners. Wish me luck. Ah, I lost it. Okay, let's try it like this. Put it around and then thread it back in. Phew, I made the last stitch, but I'm not sure how we're going to manage getting this fastened off. I think if I probably just shoot the needle back through all of those stitches, it'll probably be fine. I think that's pretty cute. One of the things I did consider doing was putting some dangly beads on the bottom, but I won't with this one. I might on a future one. If it was a pendant, I think I would have some dangly bits on it, but I think as this is just a pin, I'm just going to attach this to the back here. I probably shouldn't use one of my curved quilting pins for this. I should probably have some regular pins for doing this sort of thing, but never mind. I'm going to put it diagonally, I think, so that hopefully it won't show when it's in use. Well, there's my little pin. All done. And fast forward a couple of days. It's now Saturday, and there's been a little bit of crochet. I had a good shift yesterday. Did I work yesterday? 11 to 3. 11 to 3 is a nice shift. Don't have to get up too early, and I get home in time to make dinner. And yeah, I was on the floor most of the time. There was just a brief time when the cashier up at the front needed a little bit of help with blowing up balloons, and me jumping in there while she dealt with the balloon people. So that was fine. A lot of the time I spent in the ribbon aisle because there was a box of stuff that needed to be put away. And then the planner aisle, like the happy planners. I don't know if you know what those are, but they're kind of like journals which have lots and lots of colorful pages in them, and you can buy stickers and extra accessories for them. They're quite tempting, but I'm pretty sure that if I bought myself a planner, I'd probably use it for a week and then it would just get put aside, and that would be an expensive waste of money. Because it's evening now, I'm just going for ginger tea, not my beloved Yorkshire tea. We brought home 2 of these turtle mugs from Maui the first time we went there. So it's always nice to use them for when I only need a small mug, because I do tend to like a large mug of tea, but this is just right for a herbal one. And I also brought down my Mega Michael's cup. I don't remember if I ever showed you this. This is not something you can buy. This is very special. The manager had one of these sent to her by management, and she didn't want to use it. So she raffled it off to the rest of us, and I got to bring it home. And yeah, I never realized I needed a 40-ounce cup until I had one. Sorry about the clanking of the rings against the cup there. But actually, I take that to work with me, and it's a good way of me tracking how much water I am consuming for the day, because you can see the level, and I actually enjoy drinking it out of a straw rather than swigging it out of my Costco one. So I think I drink more water with that anyway, so that's always good. Anyway, I am digressing. So we've done a little bit about fabric and all the stuff I bought the other day, and we've done a little bit of playing with textile art, making a pin. I have another idea in mind of what to make next. I'm not sure if it's going to be a scrappy textile arty thing or if it's going to be just a piece of patchwork, but I want to make a basket. I've seen, again, Rain Vermont, so inspiring, that channel. I've seen a really interesting way that she makes a basket out of one piece of fabric that ends up being lined, self-lined. And it looks really interesting the way she does it, and really simple. So I'm going to probably make another video at some point that's not part of the vlog series. That will be me making that bag once I've figured out how I'm going to do it. Basket, not bag. It's been a very up and down day today. We went out for a walk this morning. Mr. Stitches said, We should go out for a walk this morning because it's supposed to rain this afternoon. But because I stayed up till 12:30 last night reading a book, because I wanted to get it finished, can you tell? Probably got black shadows under my eyes. I got up pretty late, and we didn't go out walking till probably 11, by which time it was getting quite hot. And even though there was a bit of cloud around, there wasn't enough cloud to keep me from suffering from the heat. But hey, we did get the promised rain. The gusts of wind got to 50 kilometers an hour this afternoon. It was very stormy for a while, but it didn't stop me from putting my Christmas cacti outside on the deck. I moved the furniture on the deck around a little bit. I put my Christmas cacti out there for the summer because they always flower so beautifully in the fall when I do that. In fact, one of them's flowering right now. I'm not really sure why. It's a little confused. Call them Christmas cacti, but sometimes they're more like Easter cacti, I swear. So this afternoon I enjoyed a little bit of crochet, which I'm going to show you in a minute. First, let's get this boring thing dealt with and out of the way. You've seen this a couple of times now, but it's finished. Thank goodness it's finished. This is some paint box cotton. I'm trying to remember where I got it from, and I'm pretty sure it was when I was following Hannah at Cozy Cottage Crochet. And I think she had a giveaway, and I won the paint box cotton in her giveaway. So I finally used it up on this little hand towel that's going to hook over my oven door handle. So that's why it has a loop and a button. And I didn't have a pattern for this. I just did some decreasing and then did a tab and added a button. There's no instructions of this anywhere, but I'm sure if you went on Ravelry, they've got tons of things that are similar. So I used all the 4 colors that I had. I do still have a bit of that banana cream one left, which I've added to my amigurumi scrap bag. So it should get used eventually, we would hope. Oh, the yarn I ordered from Wool Warehouse that I mentioned in the last vlog, it has shipped. It should be here by the 10th of June. Very exciting. Can't wait. Also in I think it was the last vlog, I showed you, or it could have been 2 vlogs ago, I showed you this little mushroom. It is a granny mushroom, but you can't really tell because I did the top or the cap all in one color. And if you do it in different colors each round, it really looks much cuter, but I was just practicing. So this is by Clements, and I can't remember what her Ravelry shop is called, but I found it through Ravelry. It's $4 approximately Australian, which is about the same in Canadian. And so I made this one, and then I wanted to do something today, and I thought, well, hang on, this pattern has a bonus baby mushroom after this one. So I made the baby mushroom today. And I made it into a toadstool. Again, you don't need to make it into a toadstool or make it one color. Each of those rounds could be different colors. And I just thought, how fun would it be if you made a rainbow one? Are there enough rounds on this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Ooh. You need really at least 6 colors. But maybe you could do the stem in one color and then the other colors of the rainbow as the cap. Anyway, I'm getting beyond myself here. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to suggest that my friend just learns with the smaller one, because it'll be way less time for her to make it and she'll see results a little bit faster. It's the exact same techniques as this. Just a whole bunch of single crocheting in the round, and then you do this under part by just increasing onto the stem. It's a no-sew pattern because you continue with the underside, and then you make the cap, and then you slip stitch the edges together around here. Very clever. Glad I bought that one. I'm sure I will make more of those. So I recommend that a lot. Well, I think that's that for today. We're all up to speed. And as I have a few hours of the evening stretching out in front of me, I think I will plan that basket and think about how I'm going to make it. I'm looking forward to playing with that. So I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching as ever. Bye for now.